who will be DeMeco Ryans, Gus Bradley? And what we mean by that is every coach needs like a coach he could call midweek when he's out of ideas. Man, this is a tough team. What do you suggest? What did you do? What would you do in this situation? Kyle can always call his dad. And journalism, I can always call my dad. It's a nice safety net. Saleh was on his own in this organization, and he could call Gus Bradley. That was his mentor. Now, Gus Bradley's got his own team to worry about, and sometimes I wonder how much he and Saleh could really discuss, but that was his guy. Who will be DeMeco Ryans' guy?
Did you mean by Kyle calling his dad, like, hey, Dad? Like,
yeah, come over here for a second. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? The easy answer is Robert Saleh, right?
Right.
That's the easy answer, and I'm sure he will call on Robert Saleh. But I think DeMeco Ryans last year in Houston, his defense coordinator was Wade Phillips, who's currently not in the league. Wade is known as a player's coach.
Yeah.
I think he would be a great call for DeMeco. He's a guy that Wade Phillips said success ever he goes like that last year with the Rams. That's an obscurity on his record. I mean, he got to that Rams and they basically got to the Super Bowl because of that defense. Goff's career was revitalized, but remember they had a really good defense that year too. So I think Wade Phillips.
It's a good call. I think he also has connections to Romeo Crennel. That's another guy he could call. It's nice to have these people in the Rolodex. There is no such thing as a Rolodex anymore, but it used to be a thing called a Rolodex. I'm watching Seinfeld, and all his references are painfully outdated, man. Anyway, I think he'll have a lot of people. He's played for a lot of good coaches. He's got Saleh. He could have like 4 or 5 different guys on rotation. If Saleh doesn't answer his call that week, he could call Wade. Romeo. Little Romeo, Big Romeo. That's Big Romeo, though. That's not Little Romeo. OG Romeo.
Yeah, I mean, and if you looked, if Romeo's from the Belichick school and, putting guys out, man on man, maybe that's where DeMeco's getting it from.
Yeah.
And if that's the case and the Niners are having a nice record, maybe give Bill a call up and try to get Stephon.
That's another area where DeMeco could actually have a leg up on Saleh. Saleh's network was fairly limited to Gus Bradley and those Seattle coaches. DeMeco's played for so many coaches. I think his network might be bigger. That's good.
It is good. And one of the things I think that you also might see him do is we haven't really seen it with the Niners is having matching up players, meaning putting Verrett on a specific guy, putting Ward on a specific guy. We haven't seen Saleh do it. I think a lot of that with Sherman and the scheme that they were in, but you might see some of that coming up next year.
That's a great point as we leave. To go out on this, the defense is going to change because Saleh's gone. But it's also going to change because Sherman's gone and they know it and he's not coming back most likely, and they can spend an entire offseason planning for a defense that doesn't have to accommodate him. And that's a good thing.
And I think they know, I think now they're running as if D Ford is never going to come back, I think, in my opinion. So that's why they got Ebicom and they're having, obviously, hopefully Bosa will come back and be the player he is. But I think that was a big part too. Is like they know D Ford's not going to really get on the field, so they were able to plan for it.
Sure.
Because you need another edge guy. Even Bosa's on the field, he's not going to do it alone.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna hit the YMCA a little later and see if I can put on some mass. See what I can do.
Eat some squirrels.
Eat some squirrels.
What's the craziest thing you've ever eaten?
Okay. I'll tell you what the craziest thing I've ever eaten. In college, I had a girlfriend when I was 19 who was Filipino, and so she introduced me to her brother, and of course they hazed the shit, the crap out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the guy was 26, and he was like, "All right, in this family we eat these duck eggs or whatever. There's these particular eggs, and you crack them open. There's a little duck fetus in it." And he's like, "All right, go ahead, eat it." So I did it to impress him. It's terrible. We broke up 2 months later. So it was not worth it. It was terrible. Yeah. Balut, yep, Boo. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was like, man, I don't know if I like this girl enough to do this right now.
But
And
you
I
did it.
didn't, so I shouldn't have done it, but I did it that day. I was very impressionable. I just like rushed to fraternity, and I was really in the mode of not saying no at that point. So I should have said no, but I guess it didn't hurt. I mean, a lot of people in the
That's
comment
right.
section are excited about it. I liked it. If you like it, I liked it. If you didn't like it, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I wasn't in a fraternity, but my roommates were in college, and I remember one night like I heard them, and they had some freshmen in the shower, and like and all I heard was dogs don't know it's not bacon, and then I looked in there, and they were like funneling all this stuff like bacon bits, and like there's a goldfish, like
Rough. Yeah. Still traumatized from that one. When I was 5, my brother I have a brother who's 12 years older. So he was in high school. I never trusted that guy. We get along great now, but he took me to the fridge and told me to close my mouth and open my eyes. And he shot whipped cream in my mouth. And I was traumatized for years. I would never touch whipped cream. And he was just trying to be a nice guy. But you know what? I wasn't ready for that. I cried. I just was looking for like excuses to tell on that dude when I was 5. And that was a good one. Like, what is you thinking? Anyway, that's my story.
Big brother.
That's my yeah. Anyway, I don't tell on him as much anymore. I've gotten over that phase mostly. So, Coach, thank you. This was a good show. I like talking about DeMeco. We'll learn more about him in the next season, I guess.
Yeah,
DeMeco, good luck, man.
Yeah, good luck. Hopefully, Kyle lets you do what you want to do. And
yeah, I would suggest using Jimmy Ward exactly how he says, because Jimmy Ward's my favorite player. All right,
and hopefully all your players are healthy too. Like because you could end up with like nobody on the field. Like DeMeco's terrible. Like yeah, when everyone's gonna be terrible when like Brian Allen's on the field. You know.
That's right.